That's the same thing basically that Moonlight Speed Concepts provide, but it's all in dirt. It's the same type of professional setups, all in dirt from anything oval side, nothing from the rally side, unfortunately. But they got all the oval side, so your big blocks, your late models, that's there. And the setups, they're all at a great price point as well. And again, they're going to update them constantly. They're getting driver feedback all the time. Great setups. They're going to get you as much needed W's on the track. So once again, you're going to find them at the houseofspeed.us. And then shout out to Nerd Focus, the official energy provider for Nerditudes. Why not have a better drink than Nerd for the nerds? And they come in 2 flavors. The green is your sugar. The blue is the sugar-free. You can use that Super Nerd checkout code for 10% off those 2 flavors, each one, no matter which one you choose. Super great flavor, and they'll keep you hyper-focused, mentally prepared for anything that you're doing out there. All right, and it does look like these guys are kicking it over onto the racing grid. And if you want to go ahead and start with the starting grid, Kenny.
All right, so taking the pole here is going to be Nicholas Casey. He's going to take that first spot at a 29.85. Chuck Sweeting's going to roll off second. Third is Richie Coy. Fourth is going to be Zach McDaniel. Fifth, Brandon Elder. Sixth, Jeff Langston. Seventh is Stephen Verman. Eighth, Steve Loomis. Ninth, Sherwood Wilford. And 10th is Justin Belmonte.
11th place, you're going to find Gil Gawk. 12th place, Tony Solari. 13th place, Kenneth Scholes. 14th place, that number 1 truck, Kevin Rupert. 15th place, Michael Blackner. 16th place, Andrew Pilecki. 17th, Stephen Allen. 18th, and the last driver to make a qualifying lap time is going to be at 71 of Casey McMullen. And then the last 4 drivers round up the field. Wayne Grosty in the 7. 20th place will be Brody Hanna. 21st, Brian Bliss. And to round out tonight's field for the 22 trucks, David Hensley. And I think we have to apologize. I have to confirm, but looks like there was some muting going on during the sponsor read. So if there was any muting and a gap of audio, apologize across the board from the producer. Who else would I blame other than the producer? I don't have control of that. Sorry, Dustin. But all right, these guys are. I like how Charlotte does this. That staggered 45-degree angle start, single file all the way across the front stretch here. Pretty cool. I think Texas does this and maybe one other venue, but I like this, Kenny.
Yeah, it's great to start off like that too. You just sitting on the grid or sitting on the track there, all grid up like that. Just an awesome view. Another truck that I want to keep an eye on. I saw him in practice, and I saw him there on the grid as well as a 22 of Michael Blackner. He was flashing a little bit, I saw as well. So hopefully he's not having some extreme issues. Right now, it looks pretty good on the track though. So hopefully he stays well. That's a nice little sharp-looking Red Bull truck there.
And before I go back to Green Flag, I'd like to one of the features I was going to bring up during the event. So before we go green, we have a new kind of a system here. It's Mach 1 Performance with a new sponsorship. We also have an in-rig camera, and that's none other than Richie Coy himself. And we're going to go side by side with him sometimes. Right now, we just see him in the really dark, so he's got his camera set up great for us. So whenever we do bring him in, though, it's going to look like this for you guys. Little in-car rig action shot during the race. It's going to be a pretty fun feature to play with. We'll see how that works tonight, but we definitely need to work on his lighting. He's a little dark in there, but it's all good. As long as we can hear his voice, that's all that really matters. But the pace car is down. Nicholas Casey's going to start off this 2022 Season B for the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series. Green flag is out as they head off into turn number 1.
Yeah, great start here by these two as they're heading side by side in turn 1. We saw this battle between these two on Monday in the All-Star race, and they're kicking it over to the truck race, Jeremy. Chuck Sweeting's trying to get that run on the high side, but we see Richie Coy. He's making some moves.
Yeah, it looks like the front few trucks have kind of single filed out. Richie Coy looking strong there, running the bottom. Zach McDaniel, we haven't seen him much in the later half of the last season, and he's running strong here in 4th place, going to show off some great speed. Jeff Langston, one of those trucks with a new paint job in that 21. Used to not be such a subtle color. Now he's white and blue. You're going to see a lot of new skins out here, Kenny, as they all kind of single file out until about 8th or 9th place here, and they're double file. They're 5 or 6 trucks deep here in this little pack. So keep your eye out on this one. And the number 12, too, we haven't seen much of him. Mr. Justin Belmonte, I think he made a couple starts last season. He's got a new paint job as well.
Yeah, great. And one that I see right there in front of these guys is the 51 of Brandon Elder. Had a great practice runs, qualifying runs towards the late part of the season, and just had some bad luck. And looks like he's carrying that momentum onto this new season we have here. He's started in 5th, running in 6th right now. So I'd like to see Brandon Elder finish back up there. He's a reigning champion in this league, so we know he can do it. Just need to get that luck on his side.
Yeah, he's one of those drivers to where if he can find that consistency, he is going to be up there. He's going to be a strong contender for this points championship for the season B 2022. I have a firm belief in that. He just has to put it all together, get a good string of tracks and finishes, and just do his part and keep it clean. But yeah, the terrible luck he has had all season long, and I know for sure he wants to get that corrected.
Yeah, he most definitely. You see Sherwood here trying to make a pass on the inside, the 00 of Stephen Verman. Looks like he's going to make that pass as they're in the middle of 3 and 4. Slide right up in front of him, take that spot over. Kind of like you mentioned earlier, everyone's kind of single filed on back from behind him. We see one guy's kind of peeking on the inside, trying to make a move. That looks like Steve Loomis. You see a little sideways here from the 00 Stephen Verman.
Man, just ever so slight contact to that left for a bumper. Able to save it. Number 3 right now with Gilgok on the bottom, Verman in the middle, and Loomis on the top. It looks like the 00 thinks twice of it. Drops it back to just double file as Gilgok on the inside, and Steve Loomis trying to battle on the top.
Verman's just trying to, get back in line and get out of the chaos that he's in right now. He says too early for this, so he's kind of backing down a little bit, but you see him fall back in line. Still racing though beside him and right behind. Yeah, we see here on their TV going on the inside of the 00 right now, trying to move up another spot. That's the 12th truck of Justin Belmonte, who you mentioned. Haven't seen much of him. So
yeah, I mean, he's looking pretty good right now. Running mid-pack and ran a pretty good practice overall. Really clean, really fast truck. So I'm expecting him to move up as this race continues. A couple of new skins right behind him. Andrew Palicki in that 32. Red, white, and blue Nissan Ford. I'm not sure that combination, but it's out there and it's doing a job. Tony Solari, he's got a rent me for $18.95, that U-Haul sponsorship there with Menards. So that truck's looking a little different, and I actually kind of like that truck.
Yeah, I'm digging the Menards truck. I like how he set it up. Looks nice up there, especially that green. Anything with green, I'm all about. But Jeremy, we got a battle for the lead right now between Chuck Sweeting and Nicholas Casey. They're side by side. Past lap or two. These two are still going at it, and we're on lap 8 right now. We got plenty more to go. We're lap 8 out of 134 tonight.
Yeah, if you saw this in the All-Star race with the 1987 cars, very similar feel here. They had a bunch of side-by-side. Nicholas Casey was able to take it home this past Monday, and Charlotte's just his track. He's got some super fast grip right now in that 86 Toyota Tundra, but that 75 prevails on the top side right now.
Richie Coy, he's trying to be on the attack on Nicholas Casey. He wants that second spot and try and get up there with Chuck and battle for the lead. We're going to see if this high side will work for him. Richie Coy, he's racing a new paint scheme as well tonight. He's going to have that Sunoco. Ooh, little wiggle there for Richie. That flat gray look there with the red and the yellow, that Sunoco just looks pretty sharp tonight. And I like the checker flag that he added there on the bottom.
Really clean Sunoco paint job. Really digging the colors on that thing too. I always love it when drivers and painters like to mix up the spec mapping with the flat mixed with the chrome or gloss. It just makes the truck that much better, or car. He's got all 3 combination in there, so really digging that scheme overall. And that 42, Zach McDaniel, also still not disappointing here. Welcome back to him, and he's running top 5.
Yeah, great run for them. That's a nice looking truck too. I like these colors under the lights. Looks really good out there. Kind of looking back further in the field, Jeremy, we're still having some battles going on with the 00s here. He's stuck on the outside right now as he's under attack again. As we see, he got past Gil Gok and the 12 of Justin Belmonte. Now he's under attack from the 32 of Angel Palicki. So he might be trying to adjust that car just a little bit when they have these first round of pit stops.
Yeah, these trucks are stacking them up right now. They're 5 deep here, trying to switch and swap positions as they can. The 23 Brody Handel looking to the outside of that 32 Andrew Palicki. See if he can make a move on the top here. Charlotte does have a pretty good, decent middle to upper lane. So if you can get that car or truck set up just right, got a great launch off these corners. You saw it in the 1987 cars on Monday. I just love how this track has some really good. It's not progressive either. It's all one single degree of banking across from the bottom to the top, and it still produces awesome racing. It's 32 gets a little loose right there, actually.
Yeah, Brody Hanna going to make that pass on the outside. We saw Brody Hanna leading the way in practice pretty much to the last 30 seconds, I think, and that's when we saw Nicholas Casey jump out there and take it. But we know that Brody's fast. He started 20th. He's sitting in 13th the last lap around. I think he's going to come around possibly in 12th, I want to say. Yeah, so he rolled around 12th. He's gained 8 spots so far. And right behind him, Casey McMullen, he's moved up 5 spots as well. Both of those, he qualified 45 seconds, so I think he had an issue with his qualifying lap. So he's pretty much not taking a lap there. So these two making their way through the field quickly.
Yeah, they really are. They're putting out some good speed here. So shortly in, we're only 13 laps in of a scheduled 134. So still lots and lots of racing to go here. Looks like almost they had a contact at the top. Tony Solari in the number 11. Looks like he collected the turn 4 exit wall there. It's going to shuffle him back at least a spot. Looked like maybe to his Brian Bliss in that throwback to Carl Edwards Affleck skin. Looking to make that pass as well.
Yeah, love that Affleck throwback. That was one of those classic cars. I mean, I say classic, but it feels like so long ago. But that was one of those great schemes that was out there. Love that one. I know you personally do as well. But they got, a little bit of battling going on behind them. But up in front of them, Jeremy, we still got that battle. But that little pack there, Brody Hand and Casey McMullen almost touched there as they were in the triangle. They're still trying to get around the 00 here. Steven Vrooman and Gil Gawk right there in 85 in front of them as well.
Just pretty awesome battle here. Gil Gawk was able to get him cleared, and now Vrooman's going to fall back behind the number 23 of Brody Hanna here as he makes a move to the top side. We got Casey McMullen back as well. Running pretty decent here, trying to make that pass on Steve Vrooman at the top. And the 17, Loomis actually gets a little tight off the middle of 3 and 4. He's going to check up that outside line. Gil Gawk, Vrooman, and Casey McMullen making a charge on the bottom.
Ooh, as you see right there, door to door, the 00 and the 17 coming, almost touching as they're going through the trail over there. Great battle side-by-side racing. We got 3 rows of it right now. They're trying to all battle for basically this 11th position, trying to get into the top 10. But we see the outside, Jeremy. It's still kind of that preferred lane right now as you're getting the runs off of turn 2 and turn 4. But we had a big check up there at the 17. That's going to move Brody Hand to the inside, almost touching. Woo, got a little sideways there.
Steve Loomis is struggling on the top side in 3 and 4. He cannot figure it out right now. It looks like he's just trying to overdo it or whatnot. It's just not sticking for him. It's really checked up that line. And those trucks that really grouped up all of a sudden have a lot of space between them. So it kind of broke up them for just a little bit. But still pretty hard battle here for just the top 10.
Yeah, it's they're definitely battling it out right now. That's where most of the action is. You have Chuck Sweeting. He's kind of pulled a little bit of a gap over Richie Coy, who's sitting solely in that 2nd place right now, with Nicholas Casey running in 3rd, Zach McDaniel in 4th, and Jeff Langston in 5th. Looks like, looking back though, you see Brody Hanna and Nerd TV. He's actually got away from these guys. He's trying to run down Casey McMullen, who was able to get through all of that, Jeremy, with no problems, and he gained a lot of spots on that with Steve Loomis checking up there in that 17 you see on their TV. That helped out Casey McMullen a lot.
Yeah, you guys are kind of grouped back up here a little bit. So we're looking at Wayne Grossi there on the outside, that bright yellow Pennzoil Chevrolet. We're on the top side of Canada Shoals, and that number 22 Red Bull machine of Michael Blackner. Just a couple spots ahead of him, that 18 Brian Bliss and 17 Steve Loomis, who has been struggling at the top. They are now door to door at middle down to the backstretch. Yeah,
great racing with kind of these later packs here, battling for the inside of top 10, inside top 15. As we see Steve, the 17 there, Steve Loomis, still a little bit struggling, Jeremy, as you mentioned earlier. He's kind of fallen back. He's lost, I think, about 4 or 5 spots since he had that little check up there in 4. So we'll have to check on him and see what's going on. He might be making early adjustments as well. But the group back ahead of him, Jeremy, we got a 3 wide going into turn 4 right here, as we see on Nerd TV. Casey McMullen taking it 3 wide.
Taking it 3 wide here, makes the pass complete. The 00 all over the place, able to keep it collected though. To allow the 23 of Brody Hanna to go around him. He's going to lose a couple spots here. Is now Casey McMullen has set his eyes on that 85 Gil Gawk.
Yeah, that was close call there. Brody Hanna got in the 00. He was able to save it. Just, got down the apron a little bit, came up high. Brody Hanna came over the radio, said apologize for that. Wasn't expecting him to check up so much, but he definitely did not want to go 3 wide. But Casey McMullen, Jeremy, he's trying to get up there in a hurry. We saw him go 3 wide on that one. He's made a pass trying to be on the outside of Gil Gawk right now. He wants that 9th position.
See on Nerd TV here, the replay of what was just going on there, or it was anyways. Good save there by him. But yeah, Casey McMullen, that 71, is able to clear the 85 Gil Gawk, no problem. That puts him in 9th place, drops Gil Gawk back down to 10th. And that's kind of really separated everybody out, other than the 2291 having a little battle here. The 32 gets loose, big loose off the exit turn number 2. He loses that battle to the 18. Now he's coming to the grasp with Steven Allen in that 14 truck.
Yeah, this is, right behind these guys. That's where that battle is. Brian Bliss is trying to stay ahead of this 5-car pack that's trying to chase him down. So he's trying to gain some ground, also not get run down by these guys. But Wayne Grossi, we mentioned him, later part of last season. He had great runs at the end of the year. Came in the booth, told him we were saying his name wrong. So he's got, had some momentum on his side. So he wants to get back up in the front. Right now he's running 17th. Hasn't moved up too much tonight, but there's still plenty of time left. I mean, we're on lap 23, as we mentioned, of 134. So he's got plenty of time to get back up there.
Yeah, still over 100 laps left. Plenty of time to figure out what kind of strategies these guys want to run. And right now, I mean, they're just ticking down laps. It looks like I'm going through the field outside these guys charging at the very end. They're all just spaced out, single file, doing their thing. Andrew Palicki, though, he's one of those guys that are just super loose, just trying to figure it out. Got a little action here from the 00 on that replay here of them going 3 wide, entering turn number 3. Just a few short laps to go. He backs out early. Then Brody Hanna said, "Oh, real close there," and it set the 00 touching the apron. Allows Brody to the pass, no problem. Everything kept clean, so great driving there by all those guys.
Whew. Almost had a little incident there as you were going through that. The 21 here of Jeff Langston got a little sideways as he was in the middle of 2 there, and they had the big checkup, and the 12 lifted just enough to not get into the back of him. Everyone kept it clean, but what a close call there as they're coming off for turn 2.
Yeah, I went back and looked at it myself, and yeah, excellent driving skills by Langston to keep that thing straight and not spun out. He is going to lose 1 spot to that number 12 there of Justin Belmonte, and the 33 of Sherwood Williford also on the charge here on the bottom. Yeah,
they're unfortunately for him with that wheel slide, he's going to lose a couple spots here, but the 12, he's on a mission. He went past the 33 of Sherwood there, going to take over that 6th spot, and now he's going to get around Jeff, so he's going to put him into the top 5. So great run by him early. Ooh, we see the 21 there going through the infield grass. Ooh, got some air actually. We see him slide back on the track on their TV. So that truck is not handling at all here for Jeff Langston.
That tire wear fall off is huge. And actually we have a battle for the lead. The 19 trying to make a move on the 75 and gets loose on the exit of turn number 2. It's going to stale him out for a couple laps. He's going to try to regroup and get around that 75. But we got a good charge here for the lead.
Yeah, Richie Coy just slowly making his way up to Chuck Sweeting, and we've seen these guys battle it out plenty of times last season, no matter if you watched it in the Cup Series or the Truck Series. These two are very familiar with each other, and I don't expect anything less. And, Richie Coy's going to be all over that wheel. We know he's going to try to make a pass for you. He wants to be leading this race early.
First season in 2022, he won 2 of the 4 championships up for grabs, being the Xfinity and Indy Cup. So that guy definitely knows how to get this job done, and he's that driver that you always count on late in the race. His long run setup is always just on point, and once again, it's showing that Chuck's always a little faster in the beginning, but Mr. Richie Coy definitely knows how to save his tires more so than I think anybody else in this field. And he is putting on some late run pressure on that 75.
Yeah, we're 29 laps into this run, so these tires are definitely wearing down, and we've seen it many a times before. He's the king of the fuel mileage, king of the tire wear. He's kind of nailed it down. But Chuck Sweeting, don't count him out. He's done the same thing. We saw it before. Half the race was dominated by Richie, the other half by Chuck, and then they flip flop on another race. So Chuck's been right there as well, and he had some trouble starting out early last season. So if he can get a great jump on this season and making a nice couple points strides in those first couple races, it's going to close that gap that they had from the start of last season.
I'd like to bring on another new feature that Nerditude is going to bring on, some onboard telemetry. We're going to do it with the 19 here as we're keeping an eye on him as he's behind the 75. Let's see what kind of speed he's running and what kind of throttle control he's having around the back here of the number 75, Chuck Sweeting. He's running about 175, entering into turn number 1 here. This time he's going to look high. He's going to change it up a little bit. Let's see if he can get a good run here. Able to get a decent run off the top. Actually, Chuck Sweeting was able to use that bottom momentum up to the top and keep a good run, but that draft sucks him right back in. Just around 170 entering turn number 3. Looking low this time, but Chuck's going to not come down to the bottom all the way, and they're almost going to be side by side, as they will be actually. It comes to the line.
What a great battle here between these two. I mean, you saw they were just inches off each other. Richie Coy, Chuck Sweeting, they're just good racing, trusting each other not to hold your line and everything, and not having an incident or anything like that. As we see Richie come right up to the door here, trying to keep that run. They're side by side. They're still fighting for the lead, and this whole time too, Jeremy, they're still keeping that distance on Nicholas Casey. They're not losing any ground, so I'm sure this little battle might check it up. But we see Richie Coy, he's taking the point. Chuck Sweeting, I think, let him go on by. He realizes he's faster, and that's going to put a new leader here coming to lap 33 of Richie Coy.
Yeah, lead change here at Charlotte Motor Speedway on lap 33 of scheduled 134, so just over 100 laps left. New leader, that 19, who we have seen up front oh so often, that 19 Richie Coy.
We got a battle back behind them here, as you see coming off the turn between the 42 of Zach McDaniel and the 33 of Sherwood Wilford. They were just fighting for that top 5 position. Zach McDaniel able to get around him here and hold on to that 5th position, but they're still not over with it yet. You see Sherwood getting that run, Jeremy. He's still trying to make a pass, take that top 5 back over.
I think I saw that 00 coming down pit road. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw the top of his truck there in pit road. Sure did. There he is in pit road. Truck looks clean, so this might be a sign of the beginning of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, see if this first pit stop makes anyone else come on down, and then after that, it's just going to be a trickle effect. So we'll see how, this is lap 34. We saw the first pit stop. We'll see when we have the other ones. I would imagine, 44, 50 with some of these guys. They can go that distance and just keep dragging it out. But we'll see how it all plays out. But everyone's going to have their strategy on this first green flag pit stop run.
Yeah, let's see how spaced out they get it, how crazy they try to extend out these laps. Maybe some guys try to do one last lap. We don't know. We can never figure out the expectation. I just know that some people are going to be at the end, and some people like to go crazy with their strategies overall, but we can never truly know what's going on with these teams, as they talk about it consistently on when to pit, how to pit, who do we pit with. That's just part of racing. It's that mental strategy of what you got to do, but I don't see anybody else really coming down pit road other than that 00. So I don't know if he had just troubles with his truck or just wanted to get a really early pit stop to get some 4 fresh Goodyears, because right now, yeah, everyone's still staying out.
Yeah, he might have been, trying to do the short pit and see what he can gain any ground, or, maybe trying to test out a different run here. Like I said, early in the race still some time, but you don't want to, he's down 2 laps now, so you don't want to go down in a hurry. Been kind of listening to the chats as well, Jeremy. Haven't heard anything, and I just looks like Brian Bliss has disconnected from the server, so he's out early. He went out 3 laps ago, so maybe he was just not having a good night, or he got into the wall. We'll have to check back and see what happened with Brian, but that's going to put him out of the race, and that'll put 21 drivers actively in the race right now.
I just went back and tried to figure that out, and the 18 Brian Bliss, running 16th, got loose off of turn number 2, hit the inside wall, had some wall glue, glitched him up, threw him 2 stories in the air, made the truck tow, and that truck is toast. He is done for this evening, and that's why he has backed out, which is a huge shame because that truck was looking amazing. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I just looked back as well as you did that, and yeah, he got the wall glitch and just ducked him into the sky and threw him on pit road, and that's unfortunate. Just make matters worse, but that's going to put him first truck out of this race. So we'll see him back next week, though. We know Brian Bliss, he won last year, won Talladega, so and he's been up there close, so he's definitely capable of coming back out here and winning another one this year. Absolutely. Well, we got some battles here on the field. I know they're kind of separated, but there's some battles. I'd like to kick it over. We haven't done this in a couple of weeks. The Nerd Enhanced Racing Decibels, a.k.a. Nerd, bringing you all the sounds of the trucks at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We'll be back with you in just a few short minutes. guys, welcome back to Nerd TV coverage for this Sim Racing Points Truck Series season opener at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Right now we have some few trucks coming down pit road. Can we see Gil Gawk on that 85 making his way? Sherwood Williford hitting the marks. Number 21, Jeff Langston, also down pit road.
Yeah, we got 7 of them right now that's on pit road, so they're starting to trickle down. Kind of like we were thinking. We saw the first one from the 00 Stephen Ruman come down on lap 34, and we said about 10, 15 laps later, and here we are. So right around what we were thinking, and I think everyone else is going to start following by. You saw 75 there of Chuck Sweeting come down pit road, so let's keep an eye on Richie Coy and see when he's going to be coming down. We saw how they went about a lap or two difference of each other. Yeah, Richie Coy right as we call it, right on pit road right now.
Followed up with that number 12 that's running really fast, Justin Belmonte, running in second place coming down pit road. But yeah, we always see the 19 come down just a lap or two later. That's typically his style from what I've gathered up to this point. And he's going to come down 3, 2, 1, hits a stop just perfectly in stall number 3. But I'm really impressed, Kenny, with that number 12, Belmonte. He's now making his 4-tire change and fuel. Started 10th, running 3rd, and running right up par with Richie Coy. He came down literally the same exact time within a 10th or 2 off that truck.
Yeah, he's right up on him. He's making a good run there, waiting to run. Him and Richie are actually coming off pit road together too, so that's going to set up very nicely watching these two go at it. We might have another challenger, as you see Chuck Sweeting going by Richie Coy there, so that's going to put Chuck out there. That was a great call to come in just that one lap earlier. We mentioned it last season where he did this and then Richie was going to short pit him, so let's see if Richie tries to reverse it on him and short pit Chuck here after on this next go around.
As Chuck goes around the race leader right now, Casey McMullen waiting for him in that 43 of Hensley to come down pit road. I think the 43 just called his pit stop this time by watching that STP Chevrolet. He's weighing it down. He is coming down this time. So it leaves one truck remaining, which is Casey McMullen, who's leading a few laps before he makes his pit stop. Haven't heard any word from his radio yet, and he's running the middle turn 3 and 4. I don't think he's coming down this time.
No, he's definitely not going to be coming down this time. He's going to go around one more time, maybe lap 50. He wanted to get to that mark, and that was his number that he had in his head. But he's still going to go around at least one more lap, and once they cycle back through, that does look like it's going to put Chuck Sweeting as your race leader. And let's see, we can see Richie Coy here coming right up on the back bumper of Casey McMullen. 71's coming down this time by, so lap 50 it is for Casey McMullen.
Yep, 51. That means all these guys that just came down are going to be pitting on one more stop if it goes green the entire distance. 71 come down a little hot here. I don't know if he made it down pit road. Actually, the cone's a little bit later down pit road, so maybe he's clear. Yeah, he was clear. Never mind. That was a really good entrance by him. But yeah, that Chuck Sweeting call, 1 lap difference coming down pit road, and you see it. It's a half a back straightaway between these two. So as long as Chuck can maintain that tire wear, I think this is a really good strategy call.
Yeah, great strategy call by him, and that's going to put some thoughts into Richie Coy as far as what he's going to do the next time, because he saw how much of a gap that he was able to get on him coming down pit road 1 lap earlier, and just 1 lap, Jeremy, and that's how much ground that he gained. So see behind Richie Coy there, you still got Justin Belmonte in that 12 truck having a great run so far, and he's up a little bit further this time, so we'll see where they go. But all these guys are kind of spread out right now after these green flag pit stops. Still got 1 left to come down, which was Casey McMullen, and he did this last lap. So as they cycle through, you're going to see Chuck Sweeting now as your race leader once again.
Belmonte had just a slightly slower stop over Richie Coy as he came down exactly with him, and I think he's 2 seconds back of Richie Coy. So he's got a little bit of work to do to get back up to that front, but starting in 10th, coming into 3rd place behind your race leader, I think he's going to have no problem doing so in that number 12, which I do believe he's coming in as a rookie this season. So far, early suggestions show he's going to be a good contender for that Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, good contender indeed, and it'll be fun to watch him the rest of the season. You got 13 race season again, so got plenty of time to put on performance and get a couple wins under your belt. Last year we saw a couple multiple truck winners. I'd like to see Bobby Terrell come back out here a couple races and run up in the front. So I think we're gonna have some really great battles. We saw last season, the racing that was put on last season was really great. Enjoyed it. Great battles all around. But I think it's going to be stepped up even more this season, Jeremy.
Yeah, I mean, we already know who the contenders were from last season. Calling the action for you guys for the Full Throttle Sim Racing. And for the guys that are trying to catch the leaders here, like Belmonte and Nicholas Casey, who drop back a little bit, they're gonna need a little assistance, Kenny. I think we're gonna find that assistance if they strapped on a pair of the Martin Sports racing gloves from martinsports906.com. They have two versions. They have a standard and a gauntlet. Either way, it's the best glove you can have involved sim racing, and it's your much-needed grip that you're going to have on your steering wheel to get the job done. And use that code SuperNerd at checkout for 25% off anything you purchase from martinsports906.com.
And as you mentioned, see some of these guys all over the place with the handling after that late night run, and definitely needed to get some gloves for that handling. But Chuck Sweeting, he's out in front. He's still leading the way over Richie Coy. We see a couple trucks a lap down. Steve Loomis being the first one lap down. He's right behind Chuck Sweeting there, as we see him on camera. So he's close, but he's just not close enough. But he is, the first truck one lap down. So if we do have a get a grip lucky dog there, presented by Martin Sports, he'd be the first one to get that.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the goal for any rookies to get the job done and trying to show these veterans what's up. Put your name out there, show what you're worth. And you see on board, back of your race leader right now, Mr. Sweeting, entering turn number 1. He's still got a 1.3 second advantage over Richie Coy, and then Belmonte and Casey. They haven't strapped on their Martin Sports gloves yet. They're still 6.7 and 6.9 seconds back now. So they got their own little battle back there, zero nose to tail in the middle of the backstretch, but they're starting to lose some time. These guys were up there with those leaders before the pit stops, and kind of little, the pit strategies. And if you get some good practice and good stops in, it truly means a lot when you can hit your marks coming down pit road, because you're seeing it here. That 12 was in contention. Now he's got 7 seconds to get to the race lead. And
you see right behind him the 86 of Nicholas Casey. We know he's fast at this track. We saw him Monday, obviously the winner. We saw him bad fast. So I don't expect anything less here in the trucks. And if he's got an opportunity and open to take it, if he can go on the inside or the outside, he'll take it. So as soon as he gets the opportunity, we'll see him go around the 12 of Justin Belmonte. He could be sitting there just kind of riding it out, but as we see before with Nicholas, I don't think that's going to be his style. So he wants to get back up there with these guys. And then right behind them, you're going to have Brody Hanna in that 23 Jeremy. He's sitting in 5th place, started 20th. So great run by Brody Hanna once again.
Yeah, it really is. Sitting right there in the top 5. And don't let those yellow rookie stripes fool you on the 86. That's just his road to pro status. He is definitely not a rookie to this place, and he definitely knows how to get the job done, as you saw just past Monday with the All-Star event, knocking down that check flag. But yeah, it's definitely not his style. I'm going to agree with you. I think he's going to make this move once he gets that good run. He's not going to wait, especially being now 7.7 seconds back. These guys, since we've just talked about them for 3 laps, have lost almost an entire second over your race lead of Chuck Sweeting and Richie Coy. So these guys, these two in the lead, are just on a tear right now.
And they're not slowing down either. Like you mentioned, I mean, they're just riding out. And Richie's pushing it. He's trying to catch Chuck Sweeting, and I think Chuck's even pulling on Richie just ever so slightly, lap by lap. So Chuck right now just dominating fashion. And we've seen it before, have one kind of dominate part of it and then the other dominate. And right now, Chuck, right in this run right now where he's at in the track in this part of the race, this is his time. So he needs to keep this going, keep that momentum up. We're almost halfway through this first race of the season, and if Chuck can come in with a win, that'd be a great momentum shift to this season 2022B.
Yeah, and while these guys are filing just before the halfway point, we always like to give a mid-race little thank you visually to all of our sponsors out there. So we're going to go side by side, give some visual thanks to everyone, and we'll be back with you guys in just a few short minutes.
Are you ready to chase the moonlight? Community-based and talent-driven, Moonlight Speed Concepts has what you need to take your iRacing experience to the next level. Founded by passionate owners that care about the community and housing some of the top setup builders and drivers on the platform, Moonlight Speed Concepts offers custom paints, driver coaching, and setups for dirt, asphalt short track racing, and eNASCAR competition. Partnered with top brands in both real world and simulation. Follow us on Facebook or visit moonlightspeed.com and find out why these businesses chase the moonlight and why you should too. Moonlight Speed Concept, where all we chase is moonlight.
Screen coverage for the Nerd TV, coverage of the Full Throttle Sim Racing Points Truck Series. And hey, during this commercial break, we saw some drivers having a couple issues, especially that 21 is once again getting loose off of turn number 1 here. He had some wall glue, some back-to-back laps, it looks like, and a lot of damage to that right side of that machine.
Yeah, you can see it right there on Nerd TV. Got wall glued and finally got it off, and then followed up the next lap, still fighting that truck. You can hear the tires just sliding all through it. So, hitting the wall definitely doesn't help to that. As you see right there again, off of turn 4, slap the outside wall with that rear end. So that truck is not happy right now.
No, he's definitely struggling, and you can tell every time he goes into the corner, it's always a different line. He's really searching, or not searching, more so than just he's loose once again. He's just babying it around the corners. He literally cannot get a feel for this thing at all. We might see him come down pit road just a little early, get that thing repaired and get some new tires, because he seems to line up to the top of turn number 4. That truck is all over the place right now.
Yeah, he's fighting that truck, and he wants to ride out to the next round of pit stops, but like you said, it might be the best thing to come in early now. He's still running up there in 11th spot, so you kind of don't want to give up that much. I mean, I know it's only 6 spots, but it is 6 spots. So maybe he's hoping for a caution as he's coming, maybe he is coming down, Jeremy. He's pulling it down low, or he just had a terrible run off of 2. I think he's still keeping the speed up. So, nope, here he is. Yeah, he is coming down.
Oh, slid back up the track. You never want to see that. But, yeah, if you recall, he was getting loose pretty good in that first run before the green flag pit stops. And I think he might have made a change that was for the wrong and not for the better. Made the truck a little bit more loose, and he's going to get that thing corrected as he is coming down to pit road to see his crew. Also, notation, what I have noticed is before we went to break, we saw that 12 and 86 that's running 3rd and 4th, Belmonte and Nicholas Casey. They were dropping back, but now the tires have kind of worn through their paces, and those trucks are back up and moving. They're a half a second gain to the past 3 laps on these race leaders, so it might be a little too late, but they're making a late little charge here.
Yeah, they are, and I said Nicholas Casey had an opportunity, he'd take it and not be riding behind him, but he might be just kind of cruising right now, just trying to make their way through and settle in, not lose any more time, because they did see the distance that they had behind them. So they are coming up though. They're riding side by side, making passes on these lap cars. You saw them get around the 17 there, Steve Loomis, who is still your first truck 1 lap down. He wants to keep that very much intact. I think the next one is Palicki, and believe he's probably sitting about 6.5 seconds away from Chuck Sweeting, so still plenty of time on that if we do have a caution come out. But right now, still, it's just Chuck Sweeting dominating the waves. We see the 51 here, Brandon Elder on pit road.
Yeah, making an early stop here. Looks like the 11 of Tony Solari as well. So we might see this. 51 overshot a stall just a little bit. You hate to see that. That's going to cost him about 2 seconds on the racing surface when he comes back out. But we might see these green flag stops with a little more, a little earlier than expected. I know how they came in around lap 50. If they would have gone 50 laps again, there's only a 34 lap run to the end, so they can kind of come down a little early, split that time in half. So we're seeing a little bit earlier of a pit stop for some of these guys out here.
Yeah, and I mean, the double zero, he came down 10 laps sooner than everyone else last time, and he's sitting 3 laps down. So that's something else that you want to think about, kind of coming down before anyone else, depending on the way that the race plays out. When you were looking at him talking about on pit road there, I was flipping through the field. Wayne Grossi, he was having a little bit of issues there in turns 1 and 2, and had a little bit sideways and lost the position there to Kevin Rupert in the 1. So that'll put him back to 12th position. But he's going to try and get back around that 1 of Kevin, I'm sure.
Yeah, starting 19th, currently running in 12th, and one of those guys expected to be up there a little bit further up front, but just doesn't have the truck at the moment. Maybe if he can make some green flag changes to that number 7, they're going to back up in position for at least the top 5. I know he's got it in him. Let's just see if we can get that truck dialed in. Headed back over to 3rd and 4th place. They've kind of stalemated since they've passed a couple of lap trucks. They're still 6.5 and 6.7 seconds back over or under Chuck Sweeting. Richie Coy's just kind of hanging in there. You know, he hasn't really lost or gained time since all the way back to lap 45 or 47 when they made those green flag stops. So that strategy from Chuck Sweeting still paying off pretty well.
Yeah, it's, he's gaining time on Richie. That's the big thing there. And kind of want to mention some new updates that we have. Jeff Langston, we saw him bring that 21 truck down pit road. He's out of the car. He's done for the race. He's backed out of the server. He's gonna walk up 20th place. And then Brandon Elder, he jumped out as well. So I think he's done for the night. That'll put him in 19th. So we're gonna have 18 trucks out here right now. We see Tony Solari. He's on pit road as well, but he's been out for quite some time. So unfortunate start. I was really hoping to see Brandon Elder finish this thing up in top 10, possibly top 5, but just that bad luck just kind of still carrying over to this season, Jeremy.
Yeah, he's definitely has the speed. We talked about him already. Like, he knows, and we know that he has speed. It just, he cannot get that luck. And this season I was expecting, or hoping he would have a much better season, but this is not the way to start it by sitting in pit road 5 laps down currently. He hasn't backed out of the truck yet. The truck's still on, so we don't know if he's entirely done, but this pit stop is definitely extended, and we're not sure exactly why. But hopefully we'll see him get on the track here soon. As we, about, what do we got? About 70 laps left in this thing?
Yeah, we're roughly sitting about, no, not 70, 53, I want to say, that we have left away on lap 81. So yeah, got some time left, but like I said, about 2 more pit stops for these guys here. We saw them come down about 45, so 9 to 10 laps from now we should start seeing some more pit stops coming down. And then I think if you can stretch it out as far as the 71 did of Casey McMullen, that'll put you to lap 100. So see some different strategy. I don't know if Casey's going to run it that far. He might. He's still running 6th place, Jeremy. So that strategy didn't backfire. It definitely paid in his favor.
Yeah, as you can tell, math is usually my thing, but not tonight, apparently. I'm all 20 numbers off, so that's my apologies there. But yeah, they're just running in just outside of 50 laps to go in this thing. And, we've seen the trucks go 50 laps before the pit stop, so we know it's possible to go 50. So anytime they get to the 50 laps to go marker, we can see those trucks start to dip down. Who's going to take that first shot and get the fresh tires for the run? Something like with Chuck Sweeting, it's working for him. There's only a 1 lap difference, but it carried him almost 2 seconds ahead of Richie Coy. So, we could be seeing that strategy, and that could be coming up here real soon.
Yeah, quick maths. We see Justin Belmonte. He's up, Jeremy. He's on about to 5.5 seconds behind Chuck Sweeting. So he's gained about just over another second since we last talked about him. Nicholas Casey lost some ground on him. He's still running in 4th place, though, and Brody's still sitting back in 5th. So top 5 hasn't changed. We see Chuck gaining on Richie, but the ones behind him, Jeremy, they're starting to gain on them. I don't know if they're pretty far back, though, as far as it goes. So we might have to see a yellow to close these guys up, but it's just, this run that Chuck's putting on, this green flag run is amazing right now. So I'd like to see him keep it going.
These guys that are making the late race push, they saved a little too much, a little too early. They are showing faster lap times, but I don't think they're going to have enough time before the green flag stop cycle through once again. So, but who knows? We'll see. Right now, Chuck has not shown any sign of having issues in that truck whatsoever. Been pretty clean. So, at this point, if you're going to rely on an issue, it's got to be for somebody else, because Chuck is not showing any.
Yeah, and let's talk about another new face here on Nerd TV that here for the 22B season is the 22 of Michael Blackman. He's running in ninth place, started 15th in that 22 Red Bull Ford. It's a nice looking truck that he's got out there. So he's having a good run here. First race out. Having a good couple of runs. We had the 12 you mentioned. He's running third. 22's running ninth. Hensley, he's sitting in 17th, one lap down. He needs to get around Steve to get that lap back. But Michael and Justin, great run so far in this first race out.
Yeah, Michael's been hit or miss. Basically a new face. If he can run this entire season, I'm not sure if they're going to label him as a rookie. He only made 4 starts last season, so essentially a new face. Only made, a quarter the event scheduled last season. Yeah, he's doing excellent, though. I agree. He's 6 spots up from the starting spot, currently just inside that top 10, making a move past Zach McDaniel to take over 8th place. As it updates on the scoreboard there, and pretty good truck. I know he's so far back, but I mean, just for joining in recently with this league, how fast these guys are with an open setup. 9th place or 8th place is really not a bad position right now to be in.
No, not at all. And yeah, I couldn't remember if he started earlier or if he was later in part of the season, and we'll have to check and see, kind of what the status is of as far as a rookie or not. But great overall. See, looks like I believe is that McDaniel that came down? I saw one truck come down pit road. I think Richie Coy I heard's coming down pit road. So we might see the 42s on pit road. And I believe I heard Richie. He might be doing the short pit on Chuck, how we saw last time where they flip-flop like we were mentioning.
Went pan over to Richie. I did not see him come down pit road this time by.
Okay.
42 is down pit road, though, getting his 4 fresh Goodyears for potentially the last time. As long as this thing goes green the rest of the way, he is within that pit window. So who's going to be the next? Will we see Chuck come down 1 lap earlier again? Will we see Richie Coy make up that time difference he lost, and maybe he makes the earlier pit stop? We'll have to see here. 19 looking pretty low, but not going to come down. He's still staying on the track this time. And I think I just saw Chuck Sweeting key up. Not sure if that's for pit road or for the 91.
Yeah, I think that's what I got. I think Richie Coy was saying thank you to Palicki for letting him by there, and thought I heard pit stops because it's, right around that time as far as where we were last time. We see the 22 right here on pit road. 85, Gil Gawk, he's going to be making his way down pit road. The 00, he's hitting pit road right now. So here they start, Jeremy. This is about where they were last time. So 45 laps into the run. That's going to set them up just perfectly for basically another 44, 45 lap run to finish this thing.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of cars making their call at 17. Steve Loomis coming down pit road as well this time by. So a handful of guys making their last green flag pit stops for this evening. 3285 nose to tail coming down pit road. Number 1, Kevin Rupert, also in his stall. 00 Vrooman back down pit road. He was the one who made that earlier pit stop about 20 laps ago. So I guess that was an unscheduled stop for him a little bit ago. But actually, he was outside of his window when he did that. So this puts him inside that window now. I think he realized that. So he's going to be done with his green flag. You see the 91 down pit road as well. Pit road is really busy.
Yeah, pit road is popping right now. And, I just want to give a shout out to the 91. He's sitting 1 lap down. He sees Richie Coy right behind him. He doesn't want to cause any issues. He's sitting there saying he's coming down pit road, and he's yelling it out, hey, Richie, I'm coming down pit road. Richie, 91, pit road, Richie. Like, he's making sure he knows it just so he doesn't have any incidents. Staying out of the way. That's what these guys over at Full Throttle Sim Racing do. They're very competitive and very, respectful with one another. So it's great to see it and great to hear it over the radio.
There's typically a fine line when it comes to respect and being competitive. If you get really competitive, you might have a short temper. You might be super focused on what you're doing and not caring for the guys around you. But these guys have an excellent mix of, being respectful, like you said, and also having that competitive edge still. So, yeah, great call out there by the 91 to be hyper alert of what's around him while trying to get down to the speed for his pit stop. So shout out 91.
We see they're still going around. Chuck Sweeting, Richie Coy. We see Richie Coy, actually, as I just said that. He came down pit road, didn't hear anything. He's trying to see if he can gain some on Chuck Sweeting. So as they were that last lap, 1.8 seconds during before he came down pit road. So we'll see how much of a difference this plays out, because last time we saw Chuck come down first, and then, that's what we were kind of thinking, that we might see Richie Coy flip it on him, and sure enough. So we'll see how much time that he gains here from coming down 1 lap early, possibly 2, but I think Chuck's going to be coming down this lap.
Yeah, Coy just put on that stealth mode. You see Chuck Sweeting making out his pit stop, 3, 2, 1 at the line. Brings it down to speed. Perfectly well done there. But yeah, I think Richie Coy did that silent. Hey, I'm going to just sneak in, get my 1 lap early to make up what you did to me earlier. And this should put them nose to tail, pending they both get on pit road pretty equally.
Yeah, great call. Chuck did the same thing. He saw him go down. He goes, okay, yep, I got to make my stop this time by, because he knows how much ground that he can make. He's the one that did it this last green flag run. And if it plays out the way that it did the last time, like you mentioned, they're going to be pretty close to each other. And I hope so, too. I want to see a great battle here for these last green flag run here between these two. And looking on there, got Brody Hanna. Looks like he is kind of slowing a little bit in the corner, but nope, he's just, I think those guys behind him have fresher tires. So he's still trying to get out there, lead a couple laps, get a couple bonus points. But he's getting ate all up by these cars with new tires, Jeremy.
They are all over that rear end, that 23. They went by the 91. Kenneth Scholes finally makes that pass to the top side. Brody Hanna makes his call. He's coming down pit road this time. Let's see if Mr. Case McMullen can get to the top and get away from the 23s. He makes the stop. That's going to bring these guys.
Look at this gap we have on them.
Yeah, big gap here, but yeah, as far as the leaders go, you're absolutely correct. They are 2 truck lengths apart from one another, with a 1 lap advantage. Still to Chuck Switting with the later pit stop and has the lead.
Yeah, this is right where Richie wanted him. He wanted to get right on that back bumper. He wanted to see him. We're coming to about 36 laps to go. Gonna have that green flag run. This is how it's gonna end. And we saw though Chuck Switting was able to kind of make some ground over Richie, but Richie's right there. He can see him, so he's gonna be pushing a little bit harder.
Quick shout out to Sim Racing Points, the official truck series sponsor that produces all the sponsor stats for the Full Throttle Sim Racing League. And they're part of Nerditudes as well. And it's a great software. Fully integrates any type of league points or information you want to display of any kind of stats, whether it be points, whether it be team drivers, just whatever your website and whatever your league needs, they got you covered. Head over to simracingpoints.com, check out their pricing plans, and get your league registered today. And yeah, we're 1.159 was the difference between first and second place right now, and this is the race on the track. Everybody else is kind of more so spaced out, but right now these guys are putting on a show for us.
And that makes, all the sense in the world right there. I mean, he came down 1.8. We saw when Chuck came out the first time he was about 1.5 seconds ahead, so it's about that 1.5 second difference there. Getting that 1 lap sooner. And we're not going to have any more pit stops as this thing goes green. That was the last one, so we're not going to have that advantage on this next one, but it played out perfectly for these two. Belmonte, he's still running that 3rd position, Jeremy, with Nicholas Casey right behind him after these pit stops, and they're basically the same distance that the 2 leaders are off of each other. So we're going to have 2 separate battles here between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah, only 2/10 separate them right now. Belmonte and Casey, they're basically the same situation as you said as Sweeting and Coy. Chuck and Richie, though, they're oh so familiar with this setup here. These guys, I think you said this early in the race, they've been battling each other all last season. They are super comfortable around each other, and this is part of the reason why they put on such a great race. As Richie's looking to the bottom, maybe wanting to take that spot, does point the nose to the truck down low, shoots it deep into turn number 1, and it looks like the 75 just gives it up.
Yeah, we saw that earlier too in that first run there where the 75 let the 19 of Richie go, but I don't think he's gonna let him get too far away. He knows that this is going to be that final stop. He needs to keep it close. Or he saw the run that Richie had there and just decided, it's too early to battle it out and waste the tires. So we'll see how it's going to play out between these two. We got 33 laps to go, Jeremy. It's getting down to it, and we see Richie's pulling a little bit of gap, but we know how he can save tires. But we'll see how it plays out between these two, because Chuck's been kind of the class of the field tonight with Richie right behind him.
I think Richie is getting a little hungry here. He knows he needs to be out front, and Chuck's, going to play that waiting game, being very patient. You can have it now, but in 15, 20 laps, I'm going to want it back. And I know I gave it to you easy, so I know he's not going to expect it as easy, but maybe gives him a little bit cleaner run. Maybe doesn't push the pressure so much as he would anybody else. We'll find out here as we're just about 30 laps left to go.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. I'm here to watch it. I'm excited to watch these two battle it out once again. Saw it a bunch of times last season. Ready for it this season. I don't know if we're going to have that battle that we were looking for in 3 and 4, as Belmonte's actually gained a little bit of ground over Nicholas Casey. Not too much, but he has pulled another truck length or so on him. So Belmonte's still running a great race, Jeremy. Like you mentioned, started 10th, running in third, been running third pretty much since after the first round of pit stops as he made his way up through the field slowly. So great run for him, too.
Yeah, it almost looks like the second run there where Belmonte just kind of slowly inched away from that 86 Nicholas Casey as that run went through. And right now they're 0.4 separates them, actually back down to 0.2 this time. So either 86 is getting a little hungry, pushing the issue a little bit more, or Belmonte's saving his tires a little bit longer. But they're 7 seconds back of your race leader. So if they want to do anything, they have to go now.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a move, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I mean, we saw how it played out in the last run there, Jeremy, where they were sitting pretty much where they're sitting now, about 7 seconds, and they were only able to close. I think Belmonte was able to close up to about 5.5 seconds. So, the time is ticking, and I just don't think they'll be able to do it on this run. We'll need a caution for them to get up there. But Nicholas Casey, he was able to close the gap a little bit on that one, so he could be just sitting back as well, waiting to see what happens and pounce weight. But those are the two that I'm kind of going back through and watching throughout the field, Jeremy. Everyone else, we got a couple battle like Casey McMullen. He's going the inside here. Brody Hanna, he's trying to take that top 5 spot away, as we see on their TV. Other than these basically 6 drivers, everyone else kind of filed out.
Yeah, the early part of the first season, we saw these two duke it out quite a bit here when Brody was on that win tear on the Cup Series, and they're putting on a pretty good show here to start this season. This is for 5th and 6th. The stat matters for the top 5, so this is a pretty pivotal point here as far as the league stats goes to finish in that 5th place.
Yeah, add another one to the board, get a little bit extra points there, and we saw that both of these drivers led a lap tonight, so they're trying to get as much as they can. Battling it side by side. Behind them, Zach McDaniel, Jeremy, he's only sitting about a second behind these guys, so he's kind of hoping they race that out a little bit more, maybe wear those tires down a little bit more than he has, and maybe he can pick them off through the end. But we see Casey McMullen make the pass there on Brody Hanna. That's going to put him into the top 5. Ooh, look at Brody. He's pushing it for always got a little bit sideways. They're coming off the 2, but he's going to try to make the pass back on Casey McMullen here in 3 and 4.
Back to side by side at 23, tries to throw it in deep and somehow makes it stick for the most part. They come off of turn number 4. Perfectly clean. The 71 gets a good launch, and they're side by side at the line.
Side by side indeed, and great racing between these two. They're trying to get the top 5. You see Brody Hanna get a little bit, on entry, a little loose on entry, but he's able to hold it down the bottom. Going to try and get a nice run coming off. Casey McMullen, we know he's got a good run. He's going to be able to clear Brody, but I imagine Brody might push. Nope. I thought he might be pushing it down there in 3 and 4, but he's going to try and collect it, and he's got plenty more time to try it again.
It's a great run through 3 and 4. Keeps it right on that back bumper, that 71. He's going to take a look to the inside, entering turn number 1. Let's see if he can get the job done this time around.
And he's trying to still clear him here as he's on that bottom side. We see that top side has kind of been more of that preferred passing lane that you want to be in, unless you can just push it. We saw Richie Coy made that pass there on the inside, but he just drove it in there, and 75 might have with it just enough to give him that extra room. But we saw Brody right there, right on the back bumper of that 71. I mean, he was just inches away, so he wants to get it. But you could hear those tires, Jeremy, they're sliding, but they're putting room on. I mentioned Zach McDaniel second back, and as these guys are racing it out, they put Zach McDaniel's 4 seconds back behind him. So that theory that I had is now out the window.
Yeah, absolutely. You thought he had a good chance, but he just kind of tinkered off, even with them running nose to tail really hard for each other. So that's kind of dropped us off to 3 2-truck battles. First, second, and you got 3rd and 4th, and this one on your screen for 5th and 6th. All pretty good battles. They're all within 1 or 2 tenths from one another. Looks like Casey is all over the back bumper of Belmonte at this point on exiting turn number 2. And then actually Sweeting and Coy of just under 1/10 of a second. They are literally nose to tail on the start-finish line.
Yeah, they're all over each other. They're still racing really close. Chuck's trying to get right up to the back bumper of them, as we see. And, it's just going to mention as well, between these guys, you have the lap cars of Andrew Palicki and Gil Gawk. They're battling for position and for that lucky dog if we have a yellow. So, they're going to try and obviously, make way to the lead lap cars, but they're trying to have a race between themselves as well. So that whole gap there from these leaders all the way back to 6th place, we got battles all over right now.
That's a good call, and they're only 6 car lengths or so away from each other. So we'll keep an eye on that one. But right now, Angie Palicki does lead the way for the Lucky Dog if there happens to be a single caution, which we've had 0 yet tonight. I'm at Charlotte here with just about 21 laps to go, it looks like, at the line anyways. But Chuck is, he's changed his lineup, Kenny. He's running a little bit more in the middle lane. He's getting a really good launch off the top, but I haven't seen this line too much from that 75.
No, he, like you said, he moved up, and you can see the great run that he had for 4. He's just going inside out, like right on the back trying to peek, and here he goes on the outside now. He's going to try and make that run. We know that Richie can hold that bottom side, but Chuck's going to keep up on the high side. He's got the momentum, and that thing's stuck up there on the outside as he's going to try and make that pass. We know Richie might dive it down here pretty hard in 3 and 4 as he's done in the past, but Chuck might have that preferred lane right now.
Chuck has got some great grip on that machine. Made it stick, making that power move to the outside of turn number 1. Able to make it hold. And it looks like he's almost got the 19 cleared coming to the line this time. Entering turn number 1. Almost has the job done, but yeah, I think right here, turn number 2, that 75 has just got too much speed. 19 has to duck down. New lead change. 75, Chuck Sweeting back to the point.
Yeah, and Richie's not giving up, though. Here he comes back to the inside. He's going to try to get Richie as they're in 3 and 4, but Richie's just got that, Chuck's got the high side going right now, and Richie's going to fall back in line. I think Richie might need to just settle in for about a lap or 2 and kind of see where this new line that Chuck's running, because like you mentioned, he just moved up just a touch. As we see right here on their TV, he's just, oh no, he's going to go all the way back down to the bottom. So I don't know what to say now. I was going to say he's going to run that new line, but then he just stuck it right back down to the bottom and got a good run off.
Yeah, he's got to figure out what he's doing. He's got to watch him. It looks like the 75's arcing that entrance a little bit more. It's allowed him to straighten up his corner exit just a little bit. Allows him to get that nice launch off exit. So I think if Richie can maybe kind of mimic what that 75 is doing, let those tires cool off. He's still got 20 laps. Let those tires cool off a little bit, then make a late charge here. There's still some time, but you got to figure out what that 75 is doing first.
And he's pulling a little bit, Jeremy. That 75, he's able to stretch the gap. Richie was closing it there on the back stretch. He's going to drive it in there. But I think as you're, arcing that corner that he's getting, he's able to just, straighten up, drive off perfect. He's getting a great launch no matter if it's on 2 or 4. He's getting a great run off, and you can just see the distance that he pulls on Richie. And Richie's able to close in but once he gets to the turn again, that's just where Chuck is definitely making up his time.
Yeah, center to exit that 75 is the best truck in the field in that particular parts of the corner. Going through the other battles on the track as they've kind of spaced out a little bit. 3rd and 4th place, still about 2 truck lengths apart. You see Belmonte leading that over Nicholas Casey still. They're coming to turn number 3 this time. Then also 5th and 6th. They're only 3/10 apart, or 2/10 now. Is that 71 and 23 get around the lap truck there of 32, Andrew Palicki on the top. Coming to the start-finish line, they are literally stacked up on each other.
Yeah, and Brody wants to get that top 5. He's all over the back bumper of Casey McMahon, as we see on our TV. Just a foot or so away there as they were entering 1. And he's not giving up. He's going to go to the outside here, right here, Casey McMahon. As they almost touch as they come off, he's going to go ahead and slow up. And Casey comes over and apologizes for that. But that was a close call. But these guys are great racers, and they were able to keep it clean.
Brody pressing that issue, really wants that position, and almost got it done in turn number 2. Got a little bit of a wiggle going on there, had to correct it. Now he's on the charge once again as we are 15 laps away from the conclusion of the season opener.
Great season opener, by the way, too. I mean, like you mentioned, 15 laps to go, clean, green flag racing. Not really surprised with that. We've seen it last season where they've, had the same thing, maybe 1, 2 cautions. Nothing crazy. So for them to go green flag this whole race so far, I'm not surprised by it, and it's awesome to see too. Yes, it does spread them out a little bit, but we got some great racing going on still, and it just shows, the class of these drivers here at Full Throttle Sim Racing.
Potential change here for the top 5, but I couldn't agree anymore. Just excellent all the way around, but Brody Hanna actually touches the apron there. Turn number 2 might check up his run. It does. A 32 Palicki is actually spinning around on the back stretch.
All right, man, caution is out.
Caution is out for the first time this evening on lap 121 of scheduled 134. This is going to be a change up for quite a few drivers. Who comes down and changes his strategy up?
I just gotta say, is that broadcaster's curse? I mean, it was like 20 seconds later, but I feel like it was still within that time frame. So, you hate to see it there, but that's gonna bunch this field up. We're gonna see some pit stops for sure, and it's gonna set up for an exciting restart, Jeremy.
This should be a pretty darn good restart. I mean, we know who the fast guys are, but I would imagine everyone has to make pit stops, right? Why? There's too many laps left. The leaders, I would think, have to come down. But who takes 2 tires? Who kind of tries to upset the field? We saw 2 tires work in the All-Star races this past week. It's very doable. So, who's going to do it? Right now we see him come down pit road. Chuck Sweeting leading the way. And I'm really curious Kenny, who's going to be the one that upsets him?
If we're talking about an upset, I mean, I don't know if you would call Nicholas Casey an upset, but we've seen him sitting back and forth. Most of this race started out in first, but if we're going to have a quick run here, green flag, restart with, I mean, we came down the caution. I think we had 12 to go, so with this restart, maybe 9. I got Nicholas Casey, but, it's going to be hard getting around Chuck and Richie. They've been pretty strong tonight.
Chuck does lead the way off pit road here. Going to resume out in first place. As you see a bunch of trucks behind the pace car lining up to do their wave around, so don't be fooled by them staying out there as they're... Actually, you know what? There's a couple people in there that's like Wayne Grossi. He was 7 seconds back that last scored lap. I think he might be chancing this thing, Kenny.
Yeah, he might be. He's I mean, he has the speed that we've seen in the past. He showed it off in many races last season, towards the end of the season especially. So that'll change it up a little bit. But we did see what happened on Monday when we have the 2 tires to 4 tires and the 2 and 4 tires to no tires. We'll see how that plays out tonight. But these guys all behind them, they're going to be sitting on those. Maybe not, Jeremy. Maybe he just stayed out to. Yeah, no, he's going to be coming down pit road.
All right, making that late race or caution pit stop. Shout out to the 85 Gil Gawk, your Martin Sports hashtag Get a Grip Lucky Dog recipient. The first one tonight handed out just before the finish of this event. He's coming down for his pit stop. 85 Gil Gawk, go get yourself a lap, get yourself back on the lead lap, and try to make the most of it, man, with that reward there. But yeah, this is going to be 86 Nicholas Casey. Beat the 19 Richie Coy out of pit road, gained 2 spots, puts him in second place outside of that 75. Then Belmonte lost 1 because of Nicholas Casey, so he's going to start on the outside of Richie Coy, who's now starting 3rd. And Mick Mullen still in that top 5, so it's should be pretty. I'm pretty excited for this one. We got about a lap and a half too. I think, Kenny, we're going to try to bring in our Simrig driver presented by Mach 1 Performance, that being none other than Richie Coy. Let's see if we can grab him in real fast for you guys. Richie Coy, this is Jeremy up in the Nerd TV booth. You got a copy?
What's up, nerds?
Hey, man. Hey, we got you on the new Mach 1 Performance Simrig camera shot here. You're basically pitch black out there, so at least we can be able to talk to you. What are your thoughts here in the final laps here? What do you think you got starting in 3rd on this restart?
I don't know. We'll see. Chuck's been super strong all day. Nick's strong on the short run here, so we're gonna let her rip and see where we get. I'll have to put my lights up for you guys. I forgot that camera gets a little dark.
You know, it's perfectly fine. Whatever the driver's most comfortable. Don't inconvenience yourself for us. I'm glad to at least be able to talk to you during the race. That's all I truly ask for. Glad to get that in-driver or in-race communication. But I'm going to let you go, man. Good luck on these last set of laps here. Just underneath 10 laps to go, and go get them.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. And that was Richie Coy, the InSib race camera there from Mach 1 Performance. New sponsor and a new setup for that feature. So it's kind of a cool product all the way around. But we have a half a lap and about 8 laps to go before this thing is all squared away.
I'm ready for this restart, Jeremy. I know these guys didn't want to see that caution, especially the ones running basically in that top 5, but I'm here for it. I'm excited to see it. This is going to be a great battle all the way back through that top 10. It's going to be fun, but this top 5, even top 6, I'm ready for this battle right now.
So up that 75, Chuck Sweeting didn't pull down his window net, thinking he had this one in the bag. But getting that Ryan Blaney vibes here at this late caution out of Charlotte. I know they did Texas, but it's very similar. And an all-star race, they had it so long here. I just feel like this track still has that all-star vibe. But nonetheless, we're going back to green flag action. Waiting on Larry to throw the flag, which he does so there. Chuck Sweeting with an excellent restart over that 86. 19 of the 12 match each other, but the virtue of the 86 having a slower start, it's going to bring the 19 around him and looking to the inside of the 86.
Yeah, 86, Nicholas Casey, though. He's trying to hold strong and keep it out front there. Richie needs to get clear of him, though, if he's trying to make a run towards Chuck here. But they're chasing Chuck down as they're going in the 3 and 4, and just great battle, and all basically back to that top 10 as we were mentioning. As you see Wayne Grossi, he's even trying to make a pass. Oh, we see the 71.
no.
He's going down on the inside and hit the inside. Nope, straightened out, but yellow caution flag is out.
Caution number 2 on lap 126 here. 1 lap after the restart. 71 getting loose in the middle of 3 and 4, and the 12 literally had nowhere to go. He tags him and sends him to the inside. Thankfully, no wall contact by anybody. Just going to need 4 set of tires on that 71, but he restarted 5th, having that really good battle with Brody Hanna for that top 5, and now this puts him in a huge setback.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Casey there. He tried to save it, and ultimately, just with everything going on, he was slow it down. Didn't have any other damage to us. That's good for him. But yeah, that's going to take him out of this top 5 running. That he had he was up there all night too. So you hate to see it, but I just wanted, a shout out to Jeremy. We got Kimberly in the chat saying, "Let's go 86." So Nicholas Casey getting some more love here in the chats tonight.
Yeah, I think she was cheering him on too. For the All-Star event, which it brought him some good luck. So if we can continue this on, Miss Kimberly might have the rabbit's foot here for that 86. Let's see if he can, with her in the chats, maybe have a much better restart and maybe match the energy of that 75 and try to take home that W.
But he's going to be, sitting on the inside this time instead of the outside. So we'll see if that plays an advantage. We see the lucky dog going around these guys. That's going to be the 17 of Steve Loomis. He's going to be your Martin Sports lucky dog recipient. Go ahead and hashtag get a grip and get yourself a lap back.
Second person to get that get a grip reward, or award rather. This time, Mr. Steve Loomis is going to put himself back in a pretty decent spot. Going to be restarting 15th on the lead lap. We have seen now the effect of where cautions breed cautions, at least it's starting to. And we have a handful of laps left, but, he could very well potentially find himself in a position where there could be another issue, and he picks up spots virtue to it now.
Yeah, that's very well possible that he could do that too. Sitting in 15th, Casey McMullen, he had that sliding through lost some tires there. I'm not sure if he had an extra set or not. I know they started with 3 sets. I don't know if they had 3 extras or not. I have to look and see. So I'm not sure if he had an extra set or not to come down. But that could be a potential spot if he did not.
This is true, and just like me, these drivers, to stay in their most focused mindset, what better product to have other than Nerd Focus? 2 amazing flavors, by the way, which you could pick up at any point in time on nerdfocus.com. Make sure you use that promo code SUPERNERD. 10% off any one of the 2 drinks that you choose. And pace car lights are still on. They have, it looks like, 6 laps to go, so the restart will be 4 laps to go. 4-lap shootout. This time we got the 86 starting on the inside. Do we see him have a great start this time?
I'm still going to go with him being, that one that's the upset/not upset pick. He's been strong here, strong all night, and we saw him, he was out front early trying to get up there. So he's definitely has the car to do it. Brody Hanna now, he's kind of moved up a spot, sitting in 4th. And then you got sitting right there in top 5 still, Justin Belmonte, having a great run still, even though he's not 3rd, but 5 still nothing to be mad about.
Absolutely not. Case McMullen, who was in the top 5, with that incident there a couple laps ago, pushed him back all the way to 13th. So let's see what kind of ground he can make up, from, getting those last set of tires the pit road has to offer him. And I know they don't have too much of a lap gap on them, but, fresh tires, from the time we saw the green flag pit stops only being 1 lap difference, that brought Richie Coy from 1.8 seconds back to nothing. So tire wear being almost a 2-second difference out there, definitely showing some, showing like you definitely want the fresh tires out here.
Yeah, that's key. The fresh tires, and they only took 1 lap under green flag, so not much. It's just kind of like a little qualifying there as far as the tire wear. So these guys are still going to have plenty of grip with this 4-lap shootout. Hopefully they stay green. We'll have a nice little 4-lap dash here. Worst case, there is another yellow that, cautions do breed cautions, and they'll have a green-white checkered. But there's only 1 green-white checkered here at Full Throttle Sim Racing. So if we do have 1 more caution and it does come out before this thing takes the white, that will be the final caution, because after that, we're only going to have 1 green-white checkered attempt.
Yeah, it's a great thing to reference. There was no rule changes between last season and this one, so whatever it's all the same, including that green-white checkered only being 1, except for I think there's actually 1 small adjustment with the provisionals. It allows 2 provisionals instead of 1 on the back end of things if you don't make the race, but the on racing rule book, I believe, has stayed exactly the same. But we're just 1 corner away before getting this thing back to green flag. Let's keep the spotlight on the 75 and the 19 who have been putting on the show for us all night long. Who is going to prevail on this one? We're going to have 4 laps to go when that green flag flies. Chuck Sweeting on the bottom. Really good start last time. Can he match that? Can the 19 mimic him and maybe get a run on the top side?
Green flag.
We're about to find out here in just a minute. Nicholas Casey, what looks like a slight bump to the back of the 75 did not help him, though. 19 exactly matches the 75's restart, entering turn number 1.
Yeah, great start there by all these drivers. I mean, all the way back through the field, everyone had pretty much the same start, and they're all nose to tail. Nicholas Casey, way better start on this one on the bottom side as he's all over the back bumper of Chuck Sweeting, possibly even pushing him down the back stretch as we see they're heading into 3 and 4. Shoves Chuck way out there. That's going to give him a great push, but Richie Coy prevailing on the outside, Jeremy. He's trying to track down Chuck Sweeting here. He's going to try to look on the inside possibly. Yep, as they're heading across start finish line, Chuck's going to put a block on him.
Oh.
Richie getting right to the back bumper.
Chuck did not want to give that spot up, and that was the 86's only chance there on the back stretch, and got blocked, and it kind of backed him up a little bit, but that was a close call there through the tri-oval. Upset the 75's truck, able to hold on to it, though. Gives them a 3 truck length advantage. They're side by side for 3rd.
Yeah, that was a close call, and you can see Chuck kind of moving the wheel there a little bit with that push that he gave him, but it was a great run that Richie had there in 3 and 4. He's going to see if he can replicate it again, and he's going to have to find a way around him. Chuck's not going to make it easy. Chuck's going to block him. If he's going high, he's going to go high. If he's going low, he's going to go low, so you might have to play a little trickery with him to get by him. We got 2 laps to go right now as they're coming off of 2.
Oh, Richie with an excellent run at the bottom, closed off by the 75. He's got to move back up the track. Let's see if he can get a good run here, entering turn number 3 with a lap and a half left. Brody Hanna out of nowhere in 3rd place, all over the back bumper of the 19.
These guys are all over each other, and you can see Chuck, he's just trying to go high, he's going to low. Richie has that truck right now that's got to make the run. As he's going on the outside, he's trying to make the pass in 1 and 2 with Brody Hanna. Look, we got 5 of them right now, Jeremy, battling for this top spot.
If there's any issues, there could be a big issue, but right now the 19 is making that move on the top side. Chuck's going to get any side draft he can coming into turn number 3 for the final time. Lap 134. They get so close, but no contact until the 19, Richie Coy, to take the checkered flag for the season opener.
Ooh, big wreck behind us as they're coming off of 4 as well. I saw 1 truck flying in the air. I think that might have been the 85 of Gil Gawk. I saw a red truck, and I know he had that. But yeah, great finish there. And Brody Hanna also checked up coming off of 2, and that gave Belmonte 3rd position.
What a great way to start the season for Belmonte. And yeah, going back to that wrecked 85 did catch some airtime, and his truck did not cross the line. So it's going to put him 1 lap down on the finishing order. It should anyways when this thing all settles out. You see him get loose there on the 71, corrects it, but then the 71 comes back down and destroys the 85 as he rolls a couple times, ends up in the middle of the tri-oval section there, and car to get towed. So that's going to end his night, and he does go down one lap as the results are finalized. And going back to the Richie Coy, making that last lap maneuver to clear the dominant Chuck Sweeting, taking home all the glory to open up this season. As he watched him do his burnouts. Let's go over that finishing order.
Yeah, taking home that number 1 spot, as you see on Nerd TV. Richie Coy starting the season off strong. First win of the season. Chuck Sweeting, dominant all night, coming home in second place. Justin Belmonte, great run to get on the podium for third place. Brody Hanna going to come home fourth, starting 20th there. Nicholas Casey wasn't able to bring it home, but still got that top 5, finishing 5th. Sherwood Wilford's going to come home 6th. Steve Allen, 7th. Michael Blackner in 8th. Great run for him. 9th is going to be Zach McDaniel, and coming home 10th, Kevin Rupert.
11th place, we're going to find Wayne Grassi. 12th place, Kevin Scholes. 13th place, Steve Loomis. 14th, Gil Gawk. 15th, David Hensley. 16th place, you're going to find Andrew Palicki. 17th will be Steven Vrooman. 18th place, Casey McMullen. And everybody else with a DNF. 19th place, Brandon Elder. 20th place, Jeff Langston. 21st, Tony Solari. And to round out tonight's field, at number 18, Brian Bliss.
You know who's definitely not liking their position right now is that 71, Casey McMullen, coming home 18th. Was running in the top 5 on that last restart, Jeremy. And just unfortunate what happened there, and got into that accident on the last lap and put him all the way from possibly a top 5 to 18th.
That's huge, man. That's hearts out to him, having a really good run, looking like he'd potentially get in that top 5, then just things went downhill from there. But this is going to kick it over to the Martin Sports post-race show, presented by, of course, Martin Sports. We got some people to talk to tonight, including a new driver, Mr. Belmonte. Have not talked to him in the races he's shown up. And actually, you know what? Looking through the driver's list, I'm not seeing him. So we're going to have to see if we can catch him a little bit later on. But so we're going to jump over to second place, really. Chuck Sweeting, who we thought was going to get the job done. 1 spot shy, 1 lap shy. Mr. Chuck, you got a copy?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Going good, man. You, class of the field with the 19, you guys put on an excellent show, battling each other each and every week, it seems like. Super familiar to call you guys side by side. And you had the Chuck, man. I got to congratulate you on an awesome run overall, but you're just 1 lap too many on that restart. What was the difference there for you?
Yeah, well, he's good week in and week out, and he was a little bit better than me on the short run, and I was a little better than him in the long run. I didn't need that late caution there, and he held me down tight in 3 and 4, but we never touched, and he just had the momentum coming off the corner and took the win. So, congrats to him. It's disappointing, to lead that many laps and not get the win, but at least they knew we were here, we were fast, and we'll go get them next week.
Oh yeah, we know that you're here and you're fast. We love watching you and Richie go at it, because you two, when you two go at it, and those battles are fun to watch. So I enjoyed it up here, and we could see you over there. You're trying to hold him off, and that coming off of 4, you had a great run, and you kept on the inside, and he looks like he gave you a little bit of shove there, and we saw your hands on the wheel moving around, and was able to hold on to it, but just 1 lap short. But still, overall, great finish, and congratulations on starting the season off with that second place.
Thanks. Yeah, he was faster than me, and I was having to block, and I blocked him one time, and he got into me a little bit with the bumper, which is not a big deal. I kind of expected that. I should have given him the bottom. It seemed to work earlier in the race when I got on the outside of him, and I don't know. Maybe I made a mistake there by protecting the bottom. Maybe I should have given him the bottom. Maybe I'd have had the momentum. But it's good racing with people that you respect, and Richie's definitely one of those guys.
Yeah, 100% on that. I couldn't agree more. And, split second decisions happen. And, this may be one that you think about. Maybe I'll do it next week if it comes to, the same type of situation. But nonetheless, congratulations once again on the runner-up position, second place. Still an excellent points day for you overall, leading the most laps and getting home second place. Who's out there on the Nerd TV world watching that you'd love to give a shout out to?
Yeah, just I want to say thanks to Joy for taking care of things for me, and my teammate Gil for all the hard work he does with the paints and the tweaks on the setups. And truck was fast tonight, so I appreciate all his hard work. And of course, thanks to Brody and everyone that puts the show on every week. It's a lot of fun, and I know it's a lot of hard work for him. So I just want him to know I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I appreciate those kind words. And go and celebrate, man, with your second place finish. We will catch you on Monday.
All right, guys, thanks a lot.
And that was your runner-up finisher, Mr. Chuck Sweeting. Did a quick scan of the chats. I do not see Mr. Belmonte available, so we're going to jump over to our race winner and the NSIM rig camera. Also, Mr. Richie Coy. Do you got a copy?
What's up, guys?
Hey, man. You put on an impressive run there. You had that restart. You had a quick caution, and then you got another restart opportunity. This time in second place, and you had an excellent start there. Walk us through that those last couple laps in that, especially that last lap where you made a bold move to the top and made the pass for the victory.
Well, first off, props to Chuck. He was fantastic tonight. I think he was going to definitely win that race if we didn't get those two cautions. No, no bones about that. So the cautions gave me a shot. I don't think I even would have got him when I started third. So that second one, when I got the start on second, I got such a good run coming out of four, coming to the white flag or coming to two to go. I actually ran in the back of him, and I didn't really mean to do that, and I just wanted to kind of settle back in again. We came out of two the same after that same lap. He really blocked low, so I knew my only way was going to be able to get go high, and he was really loose coming off on that short run. So if I got there, I knew I might be able to pinch him down, and man, what a finish!
Yeah, what a finish indeed. And yeah, we saw that great run he had off of four, and yeah, got into the back bumper, and he was all hands on the wheel, was able to hold on to it. And we kind of saw you setting up that move where you were kind of weaning him down low and made that move up high and then pinched him low and was able to hold on. It's great pass. I mean, great finish, great overall run. And you're just adding right, starting off where you left off last season with that first place. So, congratulations up here from me. What a heck of a run you had tonight.
Man, it was crazy. I mean, like I said, Chuck was winning that race. It was his race, and unfortunately, the questions came out and gave me a shot. But I was going to. I sat down tonight in my seat, and there was a little bit of a rock going on with my seat. I got about halfway through the race, and the whole front of my seat rig fell apart. So I can actually, if you can look, I'm rocking back and forth because there's nothing holding on the front of my seat. Thank God the back one stayed in.
So the seat had an issue for you, and you were still able to overcome and take home the victory. That's a whole nother skill set there.
It was crazy.
Yeah, unfortunate to hear that, but I mean, you still got home with the victory, and yeah, I think you're trying to collect as many championship trophies as you can in a short amount of time, getting to that last season, and you definitely have a great start in the trucks to maybe take home a third. And of course, as the season winds down, we'll find out for sure. But since we got you here and everything, do you have some people watching Nerd TV you'd love to give a shout out to?
Well, I always like to shout out to Tony's family. They watch this thing all the time, looking for Tony. Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for watching. Shout out to the crew again. Once again, Fury Motorsports picking up where we left off. Great teamwork, great setups, and thanks to the Full Throttle Sim Racing, we're trying to roll forward. I mean, the trucks usually not my strongest division. Charlotte usually not my strongest track. So hopefully we can keep this momentum rolling. But these guys in this league in the trucks here, they're really strong, and it's going to be a fight each and every week. And as always, thank you guys for doing such a great job.
Yeah, I'm expecting nothing less from the Truck Series. Always puts on a great show for us, and appreciate those kind words. All right, man, go ahead and celebrate with the team on a hard-fought victory. Congratulations once again.
Thanks, guys.
You got it. And that was the race winner, Mr. Richie Coy, the 19 new colors this time on that Sunoco Ford F-150. Does not look like we have Mr. Belmonte available. So I think that's going to kind of close things down a little bit. Overall, Kenny, final thoughts for the season opener?
Great season opener. Well, the battlings that we had, as they all mentioned it, kind of that was Chuck's race. Without that caution, he definitely would have took it home, but this is racing. We saw it in real life on Sunday. That's what happens. And Richie Coy benefited. Great pass. I mean, take nothing away from him. That was an overall great run and great pass for Richie too. So if this is what the rest of the season is going to be like, I'm here for it. I'm excited.
Yeah, that was some impressive racing, especially from Chuck and Richie. That's, it doesn't get much better than that when it comes to those two. They're the best two to do it. And congratulations to both of those guys coming home first and second. We got some people to thank before we do close out tonight's broadcast for everybody. First and foremost, as always, fullthrottlesimracing.net or the short link ftsr.net. Get yourself registered. This is opening week here. You still have 3 other series you can sign up for to catch the first race of the season, and that's going to be starting tomorrow with the ARCA cars, and that is free. There's no entry fee. So come on in, join the fun. And you're going to find all that at ftsr.net. New sponsor for Monday's Cup Series, Mach 1 Performance Fabrication Shop, created by the late Johnny Coy Jr. Helps produce championships from the SCCA and the NASA, Dirt and Pavement Oval Racing. Check out their all their parts and whatnot at Mach 1 Performance. And then shout out to Sim Racing Points, tonight's Truck Series sponsor, and sponsor of the Nerded Tudes as well, with their all-inclusive points management system for iRacing Sim. Great price to keep your league super organized when it comes to all the racing stats. Check out their pricing plans at simracingpoints.com. Shout out to Martin Sports as well. Home of the Sim Gloves, of course. Got my pair right here. Every time I run with these things on my hands, I always seem to pick up lap times and my hands are never sweaty. So great product to pick up. And you're going to go do so at martinsports906.com. Use that promo code SuperNerd for 25% off anything you purchase. iRacing iFlag. Head over to iRacingIFlag.com. Pick up that 4x6 3D printed 64 LED system that brings all the iRacing notifications to your desk in a bright, solid unit. Keeps you focused on what's in front of you, because this little unit does everything behind the scenes for you. All the flags, all the high, lows, this kind of thing. iRacingIFlag.com. Super nerd at checkout for that product for 15% off. The Butt Kicker, the audio enhancement provider for the Nerditudes. You're going to head over to thebuttkicker.com, and they have quite a few different amount of products, especially that Gamer 2 unit. Whenever you do pick one of those up, we have a good discount code for 20% off, and you're going to use checkout code NERDTV to get that discount. Thank you to Moonlight Speed Concepts, the official asphalt setup provider for the Nerditudes. Custom professional-like setups built from the ground up to give you those much-needed wins on the racing surface, anywhere from the asphalt late models all the way up to the next, or the I almost would throw back with Nextel, the next gen cars from the Cup Series. So you're going to head over to moonlightspeed.com, or you can follow them on Twitter and join their Discord. Excellent community, always updating their products. And same thing for the House of Speed, houseofspeed.us. They do the same stuff, but on the dirt side. Any type of dirt oval car you want to race, they got you a setup, and those things are bad fast on a slick surface or tacky. Doesn't matter. They're going to get you some much needed wins as well. And you're going to go to houseofspeed.us. And also a quick shout out to Nerd Focus, the official energy provider for the Nerditudes. 2 flavors, green is sugar, blue is not. And both flavors will definitely keep you alert and focused for whatever task you have throughout the day. Super Nerd at checkout, 10% off their products. All right, that's going to be a closure for Nerd TV for tonight's event. And we're going to catch you guys on Monday for the Cup Series opener, also at Charlotte. Should be a great event, guys. Until then, stay safe and get your nerd on.
Later, nerds.